that they go fuck and snitch on they got. The hell if I know, I'm just anecdotal to my inner amigo, I'm just letting you know. Money, pussy, power, money, pussy. Power. See, I never live a lie that I never would survive 50% of the shit that I've been through. Suicide was a clown when I think about it now, cause I'm on world tours with a low pro. I got a nigga who came up with no one believe he could rise. Get in the money's a high. Yeah, nigga shoot up, pull up to run up the bag. That's when you know who you are. That's it, money, pussy, power, in that order, I would go, shit. Yeah, it's the money, pussy, power, in that order, I would go, shit. Cocaine. Alright. Now, if I'm selling cocaine and I'm the kingpin, there's going to be other people who want to sell the same thing because it's making money. It is bad, but there are people who literally look at other people and see something selling, sell that same product, just put their name on it. A wholesale company who distributing t-shirts, but you use that same company, your competition use that same company. Like there's no separation. I don't see that as going deep and figure out the make and model and how can you not sell the same cocaine, sell something else, right? That's winning. I'm not telling people to sell dope. That's not what I'm talking about. I just like to use those analogies because it's easier to get to the audience I'm talking to. You should not, in the artist world, you should not be selling the same music that another artist is selling. Like, where's the originality in that? I understand originality. I've been in it since I was 12, so I understand, like, professionally, right? Just professional work. And intense professional work. Everybody want to be a fucking rapper because it looks famous and it looks cool, right? But you're no different from the next rapper because y'all all sound the fucking same. Y'all all rock the same beat. Like, what the fuck is that? A lot of these artists are going to YouTube, but with no originality, you're just a product. You're not valuable. Find originality. If you could take 3 genres of music that you like and then blend those together, now you have your own originality. Anyway, we talking about Bow Wow, people. Going against the grain. We're gonna play a series of videos. So let's go with our first one.
Quote unquote say you gonna end my career? See, now you stepping out of your lane once again. So I might have to smack that ass.
Oh!
You feel me? So on that note, you're done. Don't call me. I'm like T.I. What he saying, AT? I don't want to kick it with you. I don't want to skate with you. I don't want to do nothing. Cause now it's on. I got a record I'm about to drop today.
Man, if you don't sit your goddamn fuck-ass pistol grip chin down.
Who mans is this? Get him the...
He was so soft in that video, man. Being a South Central nigga, like, we could look at that shit and be like, yeah, man, yeah, you look soft, bro. Relax. So a lot of artists black male artists really looked at Bow Wow as, one of the pioneers, So when we see stuff like this and you ain't that nigga, like you came up in the industry, you're not that dude. You're not that street dude. That means you're an industry baby. You came up literally top tier industry shit. That's different. That's like Tony Royster, the drummer who performs with Jay-Z, grew up top tier musicianship. Like, he don't portray to be that street dude. Ain't nobody running up on the guy trying to fight him or nothing like that. I'm not saying that. But what it is that he's not out here trying to portray to be a street guy. Look at the 3 dudes in the back of the video. Like, come on. Like, yeah, okay. 3? All right. No guns, no. Anyway. Comment below. Let me know what you think of Bow Wow and this tough guy bullshit. Let's filter it out. Cheers. Next video.
Once I had a conversation with Puff at his house, and nigga told me straight up, like, come here. And I told this joke, I was like, what's up? He said, nigga, don't be doing no clown shit. Fuck wrong with you. I said, what? Bart, you was at the house that day. Was that the night Snoop, me, Nelly, all of us were there? Yeah. Yeah, nigga, pull me to the sauce. Come here. I was like, what? Stop doing that clown shit.
We're gonna ignore it that you just said pajama party.
What the fuck? This nigga, I love you, nigga. We all around Snoop, everybody come with you. Nigga, you know we don't associate with no clown shit. Nigga, you better than that. Nigga, you bow, nigga. Nigga, you better understand your brand, nigga, and get out here and go to work. And stop letting nigga come on, man. I'm like, you know what, you're right. That nigga make a whole lot of sense. He said, nigga, you doing it to yourself. Go to work. Be quiet, lay low, go to work. And watch what's gonna happen. That conversation is what put everything in perspective for me. And once I had that conversation, I'm like, damn, you know what? I can't be doing that dumbass shit. Cause I'm around the top dogs.
He's around top tier. Like I said it earlier. Dude, I'm really great at this. He said it earlier. I'm top tier. And by being top tier, there's responsibilities that you're gonna have to abide by. Right? You can't just be out here doing clown shit. You just can't be out here talking big talk on the fucking gram, thinking that, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be taken lightly. Like, everything you do is effective. And you have to understand that. And that goes for every artist out there now. Like, everything you do is effective. So you have to watch what you do, because you are an example to a lot of people, or people look up to you. That's a huge factor. There was a video I saw the other day where NBA YoungBoy was talking about his music and how he feel like his music influenced a lot of people, or a lot of young kids, to do a lot of dumb shit. And it's true. It was weird because the labels will pay you more when you talk crazy. I mean, anyway, that's a whole nother combo. When you're top tier, you have responsibilities. Let's just filter out the BS. You got responsibilities and things that you have to abide by. The man is facts. You know what I mean? Artists, stop the clowning. Stop the clown shit. Really be serious about your shit. What makes you love an artist? I would love to know that. What makes a fan? What makes a person really fall in love with the artist?
What's up, baby? Yes. Let's get to know it could be so wicked. Hoping that you better search around, cause you will never find it. Goes 1, 2.
Yep. When you're in it, you love it, you're gonna still have that energy. You know what I mean? Y'all gotta stay in the gym too. Some cats be still rapping to their lyrics in the background, and no true artistry. That's not an artist. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta think you're a music artist, a music artist. An artist is someone who paint pictures. A music artist is someone who use their voice and other music elements to bring art. I hope I explained that pretty creatively. So when you're out there performing, show your art. Don't just be performing to the actual. I mean, if I wanted to listen to your song, I could just drive in the car, listen to your record. I don't need to come to your actual concert and hear the record and you just talking over top of it. And some of you guys don't even take your practices serious. Like, the average artist don't go into practice like, okay, I'm gonna learn word for word. I'm gonna take the vocals out here. We're gonna really play with this thing. Develop a real show.
Charted at all this year for hip hop and anything. So how do you feel about that?
Putting out trash ass music.
No, not the trash music.
It's serious. Everything sounded like, everything repetitive, same tempo. It's roll out the bed, everybody can do that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that. And I feel like now we getting, and the reason, and now we finally getting to a point where I feel like now it's about to shift back into the real. Like, you really got to have talent. You really got to go. I think people are starting to get tired of it now. That's why you don't see nothing charting. Everything sound the same. Every girl want to get a bag, get a rich, spin the block. I'm sliding on the everything is sound the same. Ain't nobody doing nothing different. So it's time to shake the game up and get it back to what it need to get back to. And that's just.
So he's actually facts. You know, it is trash music. I was saying that earlier. Nobody's different. Nobody's being able to change who they are because they want to appeal to the same cocaine. And it's like, and I hate using that. I'm sorry, but it's shock value, right? It's easy to, it's shock value. So I don't know. Let me know if you think majority of music nowadays is trash. This is the portion of the show where I like to filter out life's bull. Welcome to another great episode of Gasmasktribe TV podcast, where we filter out that bull.
The first Europeans used papal bulls, decrees from the Pope, God's most righteous, earthbound, big hat wearing motherfucker. And these papal bulls were considered supreme law. The Pope authorized, and therefore God authorized, colonial enslavement and colonization. Pope Alexander VI, one of the 6 best popes named Alexander fucking ever through that point in history, issued Inter Caetera, a papal bull on May 4th, 1493, that literally granted all the lands of the New World to the Catholic monarchs, King Ferdinand II of Aragon, Queen Isabella I of Castile. Written in this bull was the sentence And we make, appoint, and depute you and your said heirs and successors, lords of them, with full and free power, authority, and jurisdiction of every kind. Carte blanche, motherfuckers! This will be interpreted by rulers as God-given right to take just, not anything just from the land of the New World, but from the people as well.
The Pope damn near got more power than the actual kings and queens, damn near. I mean, when you talk about influence. Now, these are the years that these papal bulls actually have, that they wrote. It says right here, this is an incomplete list of papal bulls listed by year in which each was issued. The decree of some papal bulls were often tied to circumstances of time and place. Some of these papal bulls have adjusted and changed throughout time. Pope Nicholas, otherwise known as Gerard of Burgundy, was the head of the Catholic Church and ruler of the papal bull state until his death. Since the 12th century, it has designated a letter to the Pope carrying out a bulla, which is a lead, that shows the head of the apostles, Peter and Paul, on one side and the Pope's signature on the other. But yeah, I just had to kind of like filter out that to what my guy was talking about, the papal bulls, just so people can understand what the fucking papal bull is all about.
Always visualize just before going to sleep. That's the one most important time, if there is a one most important time. Before you go to sleep every night, visualize yourself being, doing, and having the good which you desire. Because while you are asleep, your conscious mind is in abeyance for a longer period of time than at any other period in your daily life. And when you impress the subconscious just before going to sleep, the subconscious works with that idea that you've given it, even while you're asleep. The subconscious mind will be correlating you with all of the good which you have visualized. You say you may not realize it, but your mind is working for you or against you, even while you are asleep. And the mastermind within you says that if I be lifted up, I will draw all men unto me. And whatever idea you lift up before your subconscious mind, before you go to sleep, that idea is impressed upon the subconscious and it draws that to you. You'll wake up in the morning and the right ideas will just be clicking in your head. You'll meet the right people for the right purposes at the right time. You'll meet strangers, but they'll be right for your right purpose. People will do things for you and they won't even know why.
That's so facts. Visualize before you go to sleep, man. A lot of y'all don't take that time out to actually know what you want in life and think about it. You guys are worrying about your problems tomorrow, so the last thing on your mind is your problems. The only thing you get is things that works against you. That's the whole point of it. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to help somebody out here. Comment below if you agree. Cheers.
We know he's been God and he no longer can be here. In honor of his legacy, we're not rioting, God. We're not shaming anybody, God. We're just humbling ourselves before you. Yes, Lord. You brought the thunder and rain today, God, because Satan takes the L today. Father, in Jesus' name, you get the victory. Father, we ask for forgiveness from our black brothers and sisters for years and years of racism.
I think that's a little over the top. You know, you could pay us. You can give us that cash. I could turn that cash into some credit. That's what you could do. This is an image. This is a picture. Who knows if they were doing it for clout or whether, I mean, you know, I'm just talking about face value. Not even looking at the history of why this video was made. I'm not looking at the people, the black people that were crying and things like that. I'm not looking at that. I'm not looking at I don't know why the white people are on their knees apologizing for the racism and things like that. I don't know why, you know. But if you told them white folks, give me your check, hey, I'm good. The reason why I'm saying it that bluntly and that crazy is in the shock value, because that's the only reason where it makes sense. You either go and advocate, let's hit the lobby, let's bring awareness in these lobbies, you know, in Congress, in our city hall, and our city council. Let's, you know, bring awareness and try to change some things and figure out where money is going, so that way these people don't have to go through the scrutiny that they're going through. Who knows? I don't think racism is a thing now. That's my only belief. I could be wrong. I understand. There were laws that were back then that were set up to make sure that a certain demographic of people didn't make it, which is black folks in America. So I get that. But that was back then. now you see a lot of black people making a lot of money and making their ways and making things happen. I don't think they're going around and making sure white people praise them. And, you know, I don't think so. I just think this video is a little bit, you know, over the top, because the guy still went up in the building and shot and killed 3 black folks and self-inflicted himself, killed himself pretty much, right? There's a dude still ran up in the church and murdered a gang of black folks. We still got people getting hung in Palmdale, California, right? Black people. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if money will help that also, as I'm thinking about it, like, damn, kind of deep. So I get it. I get how racism is still here. I do. You know? But I don't think it exists as much as we want it to. That's the problem I'm having. You know? Comment below. I could be totally wrong about this thing. Y'all, hey, help me filter out this bullshit. Comment below. Let me know what you think.
Came here to let you know that you'll never be our president. You're just another establishment little bitch. Thank you.
Well,
DeSantis in his presidential run, and he gets straight clown. Old girl said, we are not voting for you. You are a little biatch. These are white folks. These ain't black folks. These are white folks. Right? Let me just go ahead and play.
Came here to let you know that you'll never be our president. You're just another establishment little bitch. Thank you.
well, okay, some people are actually here to see me, you know? Some people actually like me. For instance, show of hands, everybody. How many of you are actually going to vote for me? One guy. Okay, I guess this is just really awkward.
Emotional, damn it!
Comment below. Oh, shit.
The first job of a manager is to manage expectations. The only way guys like me get the notoriety and the money that you want is if you manage someone that listens. I only got one person in my life that listened every step of the way, and that nigga is up 8 figures plus. But anybody who ever listened to me, I made the money, but you gotta listen with the intent on winning, not listen with the intent on being right.
As a manager, it's your job to make sure that shit happen, but they have to be able to listen, right? You're right. You're right. Some of these artists aren't exceeding and managers are mad. I mean, if you guys check out West Coast Heavy, we talk about this a lot on West Coast Heavy. We talk about a lot of the behind the scenes of the music industry. And I can't lie. I mean, I can't sit here and like, the man is facts, you know? The man is facts.
I mean, it's just extraordinary to me that, the government was working with social media to amplify lies and suppress truth and has been.
If you are not living under a rock and if you're not living in a utopia, then you would understand that big officials, big corporations, organizations have a lot of dark secrets. If you don't believe that, then you're the most naive person on the freaking planet. I'm gonna let this video continue. Let's hear it.
I mean, it's just extraordinary to me that, the government was working with social media to amplify lies and suppress truth and has been doing so repeatedly. I mean, we just saw the Facebook story, the Twitter files, all of the time, all the way. Government officials from the CDC, the FBI, CIA, 1,000 people, according to the reporters working on the Twitter files, worked with social media to amplify lies and suppress truth. Why couldn't the American people know that, there were other alternatives to treat COVID? Why can't the American people know that there were side effects with the vaccine?
This was all pre-planned by an elite group of people. That's what I'm talking about. Event 201 that occurred in late 2019, prior to the rest of us knowing about this pandemic. Again, this is very concerning in terms of what has happened, what is happening, what continues to be planned for our loss of freedom. Again, it needs to be exposed, but unfortunately, there are very few people, even in Congress, that are willing to take a look at this. They all push the vaccine. They don't want to, be made aware of the fact that the vaccines might have caused injuries, might have caused death. So many people just simply don't want to admit they were wrong, and they're going to do everything they can to make sure that they're not proven wrong. We're up against a very powerful group of people here, Maria.
Yeah, and they are loud, the loudest ones. Yeah, and they are loud, the loudest ones in the room on social media. They cancel people, they attack you for trying to search for the truth. And some people get scared and they don't want to deal with this kind of scrutiny.
So what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna sit down? The people actually runs this motherfucker, but that's too hard for y'all to believe, though. Huh? Good Jesus.
Movie 300 was a perfect example of this. The hunchback said, "I want to fight with you." And he said, like Leonidas said, "Lift up your sword. I mean your shield." And he couldn't. And he said, "A phalanx works like this. Every man has to be there to protect the other. If there's a weak link in the phalanx."
If you're just now tuning in, I was talking about the Bow Wow situation earlier. You guys can scroll to the front and watch that whole ordeal. Now I'm into some other videos and, I'm just filtering out some shit. But this is Tommy Sotomayor giving 6 minutes a game.
Movie 300 was a perfect example of this. The hunchback said, "I want to fight with you." And he said, like Leonidas said, "Lift up your sword. I mean your shield." And he couldn't. And he said, "A phalanx works like this. Every man has to be there to protect the other. If there's a weak link in the phalanx, the whole thing goes down." So he was a man just like them, but they said he didn't meet the standard. And they do it all the time to us as men. We get cut from the basketball team because we're not good enough. They don't go around complaining.
Yep.
But women will say, "Well, it's not fair." That's why I was saying earlier, y'all speak from emotions. Men speak from either you're good enough to do it or you're not. Women talk to us like they understand that when they're talking to men. They will tell a man, "Look, I'm not interested in you. I'm interested in him. He has what I want. You don't. You lose." And we have to accept it.
Yep.
But when men decide they want the same standard, women say, "That's not fair. That's sexist. You're colorist. You're racist. You hate yourself." They use emotional arguments with no logic involved. You just said if a woman wants to do it, she should be able to do it. Fuck your wants. Can you do it? Your wants should not have, "I want to be in the NBA." Should I just let me just go out there and play because I want it?
Well, logically, it wouldn't only be based on the want. It would be the want and the ability.
But the ability is not there.
And an overarching theme that because she's a woman, she cannot.
Because if the rate, like right now again, y'all are watching a man who's dressed as a woman taking suppression hormone blockers, and he's destroying the women in just swimming. If y'all believe what you're saying, then why not let men play in the WNBA? There would be no WNBA. It would just be the NBA, and everybody who's good enough would play. Yet there's not one woman good enough to play in the NBA. Not one. Out of all the women, and there are more women in the United States than men. So you mean to tell me there's not one woman, but you still want to tell me about it's wrong to generalize? Well, how about this? Get one woman that can play in the league.
So we can't train hard enough.
Who's stopping women from training right now?
No, but I'm saying, you're counting.
Not what you're saying. Let's talk about what actually has happened through the history of Earth.
Okay.
Is there one woman played in the NBA?
No.
One woman played in the NFL?
No.
One woman played in Major League Baseball?
No.
So
Is there
why
one
not?
guy working at Hooters?
You're keeping him from doing it. He can do it.
Right,
That makes no sense. Y'all, hold on a second.
Yeah.
For a woman to work at Hooters, you could be dumb as a box of rocks. All you got to do is be willing to wear skimpy outfits.
That's true.
My
That's true.
God.
That's true. That was a terrible argument.
Again, that's why I said it's hard to have a woman will make an emotional argument.
And
the man is the manager.
Exactly.
That's the man. He's back.
Ladies, I mean, it's as simple as this.
And the cook.
All we're saying.
I feel like.
There you go with I feel.
I feel like
we'll talk about stats, and I brought up stats.
Yep.
The person responded to my stats with I feel.
Right, because I don't have a factual anything to fall
That's
back.
why men stop
like
having
that.
the
Women think with
conversation.
emotions
That's why
and not
men
facts.
don't jump in a conversation in which a man stated facts unless they could argue those facts. They wouldn't say I feel, because your feelings have nothing to do with facts. As a matter of fact, the reason why most of us are having fucked up relationships, single, or doing the most fucked up shit online, all crazy shit, and been in 1990 9,000 different relationships because we felt that nigga we fucked that night was the best nigga, and he ended up wasn't. We felt like I was gonna be with this nigga for the rest of his life, and he wasn't. We felt like this nigga was gonna take care of his kids, and he didn't. So let's not talk about how we feel because we got a long laundry list of our feelings being fucking wrong.
Yeah.
There are few
Teachers,
male
whatever,
teachers
maybe.
sleeping with students today than female teachers sleeping with students.
That's true.
Yet the problem is we won't bring out that number one. Of course. But number two, we think that it's a cool thing that the boy he got to sleep with. I told a story about being molested as a 10-year-old on my show. People said you got lucky and he must be gay if he didn't like it. I was 10 years old.
They told you that?
Yes.
Holy shit.
They were coming on the internet. Look, you tell he gay. He didn't like it. I was 10. Why would you think that was okay? But nobody would ever say if a girl said, when I was 10, I was raped by my male babysitter. Nobody was going to say, was he fine? We wanted a society to work at its optimal, to this optimal capacity. We would want to put everybody in the best position possible, not worry about how someone feels.
Bam.
Because anybody that's been in the military or in any fighting situation will tell you how you feel can get us both killed.
Yeah.
Women think being submissive and following is a
Fact.
bad thing.
Not at all.
Well, some of them today think that these words are bad words. They think that these words are bad. But guess who submits more than anybody? Men.
The man.
Men submit to their wife because they could whoop their ass if they wanted to get them to do whatever they want to. But they lower themselves and they say, I'm not going to handle this thing with what I'm better at, which is physicality. Because women will get into an argument with a man and they will go to their best feature, which is they can manipulate a man. So they're going to use their strength and you're going to hold yours back. Number one. Number two, you have a military general. That military general will lead 20,000 men. Guess what those 20,000 men are? Followers. That one man is telling them to run into battle. They have all these people who are telling them what to do, and men will. A basketball player, Kevin Durant, is listening to a coach who Kevin makes $30 million a year. His coach makes 10. He's listening to that man who makes less than him and was not as great a basketball player as him. And him and the rest of those 13 to 15 guys go out and listen to his orders. We follow it because we believe that he's been put in that position for a reason. And we do it every day. So whenever women try to argue against this and talk about misogyny and stuff like that, understand that nobody follows orders more than men.
Yeah.
That's facts. That's fucking facts, man. I mean, he just dropped bombs all the way through this. And he said it perfectly, man. He said it perfectly. It's all facts, people. You know, men go through more scrutiny in the lifestyle of a man than a woman does. You know what I mean? You guys are born with value. We have to build our value. And that is a huge factor. That's why, you know, more men are more likely to off themselves than women. You know, so because it's a society is hard. It puts a lot of pressure on you, you know what I mean, that you have to battle with. And then the average woman is probably not going to date you because you're not up to, you know what I mean, she's not looking at the fact that, yes, you are a man. Even though she may make more than you, she's looking at all these other qualities because of what society says a man is, right? And so comment below, man. I would love to know what y'all think about that. You know, I'm out of here. Y'all have a great mother-loving day. I'm going to see y'all soon. Y'all go check out if you want to know more about the Bow Wow, you know, situation. Y'all go ahead and scroll to the front of the video. That way you can see that. These are going to be clips, so I'm going to chop a bunch of stuff up. And y'all go over to the Gasmasktribe on IG. Go to Gasmasktribe TV. Gasmasktribe TV on IG. And you can follow us also on the Biz Entertainment network on IG also. And then we got sales, we got merch and all that good stuff. And then you know, you can purchase that from there. But thank y'all so much. Really appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great mother loving day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Or maybe tonight. Maybe tonight. We'll see. Check. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell so you know when we live. Ooh, I like that. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know when we live. Yeah.
Oh shit! Like a mug. We in the trap.
What's up, fool? That's some good shit. Yeah.
Make shit plain.
Yeah.